Slapstick humor. It involves exaggerated physical comedy, where characters often find themselves in absurd situations of physical harm or mishaps. Slapstick thrives on visual gags that escalate quickly, resulting in humor through absurd and exaggerated actions. Iconic moments from cartoons or old silent films like Charlie Chaplin or The Three Stooges showcase this humor style. Satirical humor. It uses irony, ridicule, or sarcasm to criticize societal norms, political systems, or individuals. Satirical humor exposes flaws or absurdities, often with a sharp tone, making a serious point in a humorous way. Shows like South Park and The Daily Show are excellent examples, turning societal issues into witty commentary. Dark humor. It delves into the macabre or taboo subjects such as death, disease, or tragedy, finding comedy in what many consider uncomfortable or inappropriate. While it may seem edgy, dark humor can help some people cope with harsh realities. Shows like The Addams Family and The Office often blend dark humor with everyday situations to make the audience laugh despite the underlying darkness. Sarcastic humor. It relies on delivering the opposite of what is meant, often using tone, body language, or delivery to signal insincerity. Sarcasm creates humor by stating something in a way that contrasts with the true meaning, usually with a mocking or exaggerated tone. Characters in sitcoms like Friends or The Big Bang Theory frequently use sarcasm, making their lines funnier through tone and timing. Wordplay, puns. It is a form of humor that plays on the multiple meanings of words or phrases, creating comedy through clever language. Puns use homophones or words that sound alike but have different meanings to create witty moments. A classic example would be, "I used to be a baker, but I couldn't make enough dough," playing on both the literal and figurative meanings of dough. Observational humor. It revolves around noticing and making fun of everyday situations or behaviors that people tend to overlook. The humor in these observations is highly relatable, often highlighting the absurdity in common life. Comedians like Jerry Seinfeld and Ellen DeGeneres are masters of observational humor, turning simple moments into comedic gold. Self-deprecating humor. It involves making fun of oneself, often exaggerating personal flaws, mistakes, or shortcomings in a way that invites laughter and relatability. Comedians frequently use self-deprecation to come across as humble or approachable, creating humor by poking fun at their own experiences. Comedians like Louis C.K. and John Mulaney use this technique to endear themselves to the audience. Absurdist humor. It presents illogical, nonsensical, or surreal situations where logic and reason are thrown out the window. Absurdist humor thrives on the idea that life is chaotic or meaningless, and comedy emerges from this disarray. Monty Python is the epitome of absurdist humor, where bizarre and unexpected twists are used to make everyday situations funny. Physical humor. It uses the body for comedic effect, often relying on exaggerated movements, gestures, or facial expressions. While similar to slapstick, physical humor focuses more on the performer's actions rather than the situation itself. Jim Carrey and Rowan Atkinson are known for their masterful use of physical comedy, turning everyday moments into visual gags. Wit and Cleverness. It is about using intelligence and sharpness to deliver humor, often in the form of a quick comeback or clever remark. Wit requires the audience to catch on to the humor, which can sometimes be subtle and sophisticated. Characters like Sherlock Holmes or the banter in The Importance of Being Earnest showcase humor that's intellectual and requires thought to fully appreciate. Dry humor. It's delivered without any emotion or expression, often with a completely deadpan tone. Dry humor thrives on its understated nature, where the fun comes from the lack of visible emotion while making funny statements. Comedians like Stephen Wright and Ricky Gervais are perfect examples, delivering humor with little to no change in their demeanor. Blue humor. It explores adult content or taboo topics, often touching on sex, bodily functions, or profanity. Blue humor can be controversial, but it serves to break social taboos in a comedic light. Comedians like Richard Pryor and George Carlin have used blue humor to challenge norms and bring humor to more mature, sensitive topics. Highbrow humor. It targets an audience with more intellectual or cultural knowledge, often referencing literature, history, or sophisticated subjects. This type of humor requires a certain level of understanding to fully appreciate its nuances and subtleties. Shows like The Simpsons or films like The Grand Budapest Hotel often integrate highbrow humor to appeal to more educated or culturally aware audiences.